Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. And let me start with the question that make a few of you smile a little uncomfortably. So be ready for that discomfort. In your house, which topic gets discussed more openly? Politics or money? Now, I ask this because I've noticed something curious over the years. Families that will happily argue for an hour about cricket selections or the neighbor's renovation will go completely silent the moment someone mentions how much do you earn or what happened to that loan. Now we'll discuss everyone else's business with confidence. But the moment it's our own money on our own dining table, the room suddenly needs to be somewhere else. Now, why does a topic that affects every single person in the family become the one thing nobody wants to actually talk about? So, today, we're actually talking about money conversations without fear. Yes, that is how to talk about money with the people who matter without the awkwardness, the defensiveness, or the silence that usually follows. So, here is a thought that I want you to carry with you through this session. Open conversations about money often prevent future misunderstandings. So, let me say that again. Open conversations about money often prevent future misunderstandings. So notice the word prevent, not solve, not fix after the damage is done, but prevent. A conversation you have today can quietly save you from a conflict you haven't even imagined yet. See, think of a small leak in a tap at home. Just a drip, drip, drip. Barely worth mention. So most of us walk past it for weeks. I'll call the plumber next weekend. But that little leak doesn't pause and wait politely for your convenience. It keeps dripping. The bucket beneath it fills. The floor gets slippery. And one day someone slips. Or the tap gives way entirely. And now it's not a 5-minute fix. It's a flooded bathroom and a much bigger bill. So ignoring a small leak doesn't stop the water. It simply allows the problem to grow. Avoiding financial conversations work exactly the same way. That one unspoken question about a loan, that one budget disagreement swept under the carpet, that one we'll discuss it later that never actually arrives. It doesn't disappear because we didn't talk about it. It just keeps dripping quietly until one day it isn't quiet anymore. So, what actually makes a money conversation healthy instead of a battlefield? Four simple things. Yes, four. One, respect. Speaking to the person, not at them. Yes. Even when you disagree about how the money should be spent or saved. Two, honesty. Saying the real number, the real worry, the real doubt, instead of the polished version we think people want to hear. Number three, listening. Actually hearing the other person's fear or reasoning rather than mentally preparing your counter argument while they are still speaking. Number four, clarity. Being specific, an amount, a date, a plan, instead of vague reassurances like, don't worry, it's all taken care of. So, whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues, money deserves to be discussed with maturity, not discomfort. So let me show you what this looks like in real life. So let's meet Kavita ji today. She's a homemaker in Jaipur. For years, she managed the kitchen budget quietly, never mentioning that she was setting aside a little every month in a small tin box, her own private safety net. She assumed her husband would feel she didn't trust him if she brought it up. So when a medical emergency hit the family, that tin box became the difference between panic and calm. Afterward, she finally told him about it. And instead of feeling hurt, he felt relieved and even a little proud. Now they discuss the household saving together, openly, every month. One honest conversation replaced years of quiet assumption. The number two, meet Disha, a working woman in Bangalore, a software team lead who realized she had never once discussed money with her own parents. Despite discussing budgets and forecasts with her office team every single week. She finally sat her parents down and asked one simple question. What does our family's financial plan actually look like? And where do I fit into it? Conversation was awkward for exactly first 2 minutes. And after that, it became the most useful 30 minutes she spent with them in years. Then meet Sureshi, a man in Nagpur who had consigned a loan for a close friend years ago and never once asked how the repayment was going. Because, in his own words, men don't chase friends for money talk. It feels awkward. The silence stretched for 2 years, and so did his quiet anxiety every time the friend's name came up. So, when he finally asked, gently, directly, he discovered the repayment was on track all along. 2 years of unspoken worry dissolved by one 5 minute conversation he kept postponing. Three very different silences, three very different leaks. And in every case, the fix wasn't a financial solution, it was simply a conversation. So let's do our reflection for the day. Yes, your task for the next few minutes. Think of one trusted person in your life. That person might be your spouse, your sibling, a parent, a close friend, or even a colleague. And now choose one financial topic you've been quietly avoiding with them. Now, it could be saving, budgeting, financial goals, or a learning opportunity you'd like to explore together. So, this week, have that one open discussion. And here's the part most of us forget. Yes. Listen as much as you speak. The goal isn't to deliver a lecture, it's to finally let the water out calmly before it becomes a flood. So here's the beautiful truth in all of this. The families and friendships that feel most secure aren't the ones with the most money. They are the ones who talk about it the most honestly. Every uncomfortable money conversation you have been postponing isn't actually getting easier by waiting. It's just quietly leaking. So this week, don't wait for the perfect moment to bring it up. Call that trusted person, sit down, ask the question you have been avoiding gently, honestly, and with an open ear. See, because the strongest relationships aren't the ones without money problems. They are the ones brave enough to talk about them one honest conversation at a time. So, with that thought, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you.